I almost forgot, before we try the ors, I do want you to try these. So please pause your video and give these a try. Okay, so we got to get m by itself, and I've got these three sections, right? Because here are my inequality symbols right here. So I'm going to subtract 4 from all of these. And again, if you need to draw lines here, then draw lines. Okay, this gives me 1 less than or equal to m, which is less than 6. And if I graph this, I made these a little bit too long. If I graph this, I'm going to give myself a 1 and a 6. And there's a solid circle on the 1 and an open circle on the 6. And they connect. Okay, over here, again, I've got my 3 parts. I'm going to add 5 to each part. So I've got 2 is less than 2k, which is less than 12. And now I need to divide them all by 2. And this one is not negative, so we don't need to worry about flipping the sign. So I have 1 is less than k is less than 6, which is almost exactly like that one. So I've got 1 and 6, 2 open circles, and I connect those, making my little sandwich. All right. So now the ors. Okay, again, these are just like 2 totally separate inequalities. We just put them on the same number line, and they have to make sure that they're going out like that. Do you like that little, like that? Okay, thought I'd make that fancy schmancy for you. All right, so this one right here, I'm gonna add 5 to both sides, and I get 3y is less than negative 3, divide by 3. I don't change the sign. Even though this one's negative, I'm not dividing by a negative, so I don't change the sign. So there's that, and then I have or. I'm gonna add 1 to both sides. I have 2y is greater than 6, divide by 2, and I get y is greater than 3. So y is less than negative 1, open circle, goes to the left, and y is greater than 3, open circle, going to the right. Okay, so now I would like you to try these, now that you can see them, and go ahead and pause your video. All right, so we've got the 2 ors, so we're looking at these separately. So in this one, I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, and I have 4c is less than or equal to negative 8, divide by 4, and I get c is less than or equal to negative 2, or I'm going to add 8 to both sides, and I have c is greater than 7. So if I graph this one, I have negative 2, so c is less than or equal to negative 2, and I have 7, which is an open circle and points to the right. All right, over here, I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. I have 2p is less than negative 8, divide by 2, and I have p is less than negative 4. Over here, this is a positive 3. If there's nothing in front of it, remember that it's positive. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. I have negative 2p is less than or equal to negative 4. Now I am dividing by a negative. So I have divided by negative 2. So we have an or, p, flip the sign, greater than or equal to 2. Now if I forget to flip the sign here, I'm going to have an inequality that's going to have 2 arrows pointed in the same direction. And you know that with an or, that can't be because they have to go in opposite directions. Okay. So I have p is less than negative 4, and it's greater than 2, greater than or equal to 2, and this is less than 4. Okay, so last problem. This is just a real life problem. Okay, so electrical devices should operate effectively within a specified temperature range. That makes sense. Outside the operating temperature range, the device may fail. And in this case, the operating temperature is 0 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. So this says, write and solve a compound inequality that represents the possible operating temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit of the smartphone. We're not going to do it in degrees Fahrenheit. That's just too much work for what it is that we're trying to do. So, what is the inequality that shows what temperature my phone can work in? Well, it goes from 0 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. So I would sandwich in my value to look like this. Okay, so when would it not work? Well, it would work when x is less than 0 degrees Celsius and when x is greater than or equal to 35, not equal, let's do greater than 35 degrees Celsius. So if you think about it, this is the whole number line. This is negative infinity to 0. This is, whoops, I need a bracket. This is 0 to 35, okay, 2 brackets. And then this is 35 to positive infinity. So it takes in the whole number line. All right, so this is your homework. As usual, it is on big ideas, so don't forget about that. And if you have any questions, just let me know. This is the last section for this chapter, so we'll be doing the review after this, but let me know if you have any questions.